Hi everyone. So just so you know, again, tomorrow and Monday are both school holidays, so I won't be giving you any assignments on those days. What I'm going to do in this video is go over some of the elements of SOAPSTone in a modest proposal that I think that you should have included in your paragraphs. So most of you sent me your paragraphs. They looked good overall, but there were a couple of misconceptions that I want to address. So I did this soapstone that, again, I did not write it as a paragraph. These are just sort of like notes. And I'm just going to go through each element really quick. And if you want to revise your soapstone paragraph, feel free to do that. All right. So for the subject, again, the essay was just about poverty in Ireland and Jonathan Swift's proposed satirical solution of selling infants as food. Again, the occasion is sort of the same as the subject. The occasion is that there is a lot of poverty and starvation in Ireland. And again, this is within the context of the British are ruling in Ireland. So there are sort of these two different classes. All right. So the audience who Jonathan Swift was criticizing in this piece. This is one that a lot of you missed on Common Lit. So again, who he wanted to criticize, who he wanted to read his essay and kind of have them realize that they were being, I guess, bad people, were these wealthy British people and politicians in Ireland. So the people who had the power to actually change the system. All right. So again, his purpose is to criticize those people who seemingly don't care what happens to the starving people of Ireland. And again, he is arguing for actual policies that would help the poor. So one reason why we were going to read a modest proposal this semester when we were doing argument is that a satire is an argument. So you're not just kind of making fun of something, you actually want kind of change to happen. So kind of whatever you are satirizing is what you're saying, like changes need to be made to. So it is an argument, which is one reason why we could study it this semester. But again, we are kind of beginning our review of rhetorical analysis. So we do still want to consider like what was his purpose? His purpose was to criticize those people and to make an argument for what he thinks should actually happen. All right, the speaker is interesting in this essay. There's sort of like two levels to it. So again, whoever is proposing the solution of eating babies is kind of this like version of Jonathan Swift. So he's like pretending to be like very methodical. It's like, okay, like, you know, we'll just carve up the infants. It's no big deal. But that's not who Jonathan Swift truly is, right? So again, underlying the true Jonathan Swift is somebody who really wants change and is very passionate about helping these poor people. All right, so again, the speaker was a little bit confusing. And then finally for the tone, obviously you could say satirical. But again, there were many instances where he tried to kind of say like the kind of faux speaker persona. It was very humble. He was like, oh, I didn't even come up with this idea. This was my American friend. I'm just sharing it with all of you. And then again, very logical. There was a lot of logos used in kind of like when he was explaining why his solution of eating babies would be so logical. All right, so again, those are some of the elements of SOAPSTone that I thought you should have addressed in your paragraphs. If you have any questions about anything you wrote in your paragraph, just let me know. I'm going to put those grades in today. All right, so now we're going to move on to today's assignment, and I'm going to show you what it says on my website. So for right here, it says, oops, wrong page. It says for Thursday, what you're going to do is write or create a video of your own social satire. So I want to remind you that right before we left, we did write a journal entry on this topic. So this was journal entry number 18. And it says, what is a social issue that you have strong feelings about? Why? And what are some potential solutions to the issue? So the reason I had you write this journal entry is that now I'm going to have you create your own social satire that sort of mimics the structure of Jonathan Swift's A Modest Proposal. All right. And I said that you could write or create a video of this. So if you'd rather create a video or a TikTok or whatever you kids are doing these days, you can do it, or you can write it. It doesn't have to be very long, but you do have to follow Jonathan Swift's structure. So you have to describe the social issue. And again, some examples of social issues that you might have written about in your journals would be like homelessness, racism, sexism, climate change, any just problems that we are facing in society. Okay, again, you're going to propose a solution that is really crazy, horrific, outlandish in some way, and really try to logically say why it would solve the problem. But then at the end, you're going to explain why actual solutions wouldn't work when in reality they would. Okay, so again, you're kind of putting on a persona in a satire. It's not really you who believes those things. Okay, I am going to show you an example and I will post it on Aries. This is one that I just came up with really quick and I color coded it the same way I did my example annotations the other day. So this first paragraph in yellow, this is where I am describing a problem, and the problem I'm describing is homelessness. So kind of like Jonathan Swift, but not exactly the same. And again, when I'm describing the problem of homelessness, I'm saying that the problem is not that these people struggle to live and eat and things like that, or maybe have like other mental health issues or addictions that need to be treated. I'm saying, no, the problem is that they smell bad and that they look bad. All right, so again, kind of putting on that persona. This is not what I actually think. Okay, the solution I proposed is right here, this last sentence in the first paragraph, which should actually be green, is that all homeless people should live at dumps and landfills. And then my second paragraph is where I go into why that would be such a logical solution. And again, I'll let you read this on your own. My third paragraph is where I presented a few actual solutions that could help homeless people. So policies like a $15 minimum wage, or building more homeless shelters or drug treatment centers, or treating homeless people as equal members of society, or again, just any policies that would actually help these people other than letting them live on the streets or moving them to a landfill. All right, so again, this is my example. I'll post it on Aries, and I'm going to have you do something very similar. So again, follow the same structure for whatever your social issue is that you are satirizing. And again, you really want your solution to almost sound like it would work, even if it's really super horrific or crazy. Okay, so again, that is your assignment for this weekend. So you can work on it today and turn it in by Tuesday, because again, Friday and Monday are technically holidays. And then lastly, I did want to remind you all that we are still doing the image study project. So again, for the image study, the requirements should be posted on Aries, but I will make sure that they are today. So you are supposed to pick one controversial image and come up with discussion questions. And we are going to be doing that on a website next week. So again, I will let you know how that'll work next week, but I do want to remind you that each of you are supposed to go on a certain day. So I'm going to show you the list of where we wrote down which day all of you were going. So remember, I called on you, or I pulled your popsicle sticks randomly to decide who would go which day. So I'm going to show you the third period day really quick. And it says Tuesday on the left. That will actually be next Wednesday though. So the first day will be Wednesday, what is it, the 15th, I think. So Wednesday the 15th, Thursday the 16th, and Friday the 17th. And I'll just zoom in a little bit more, make sure you can all see your names. And if you can't see, just message me, I'll tell you which day you're going. All right, and then I'll go ahead and show you fourth periods as well. So again, Tuesday is actually Wednesday, but then Thursday and Friday are the same. And then Destiny and Victor, you guys weren't here the day that I called the sticks, so you can just pick to go either Thursday or Friday. All right, so again, image study will be starting next Wednesday. The social satire that you are creating, either written or a video, will be due Tuesday. And also Tuesday, we will be going over a rhetorical analysis prompt that is based on a satirical passage. So Tuesday, we are going to really start looking at how you would respond to a rhetorical analysis prompt in which you had to analyze how a satirical piece kind of achieves its purpose. Okay. Also Tuesday, I want to go over the results of your survey that I gave you on Monday. So remember, this past Monday, I gave you a survey where I asked you to say like what you wanted me to review for rhetorical analysis, things like that. So again, I'm going to go over those results with you next Tuesday. So if you haven't taken that survey yet, please do. And I believe that is it. So as you all know, my office hours are until 4 today. So if you have any questions, message me. Honestly, I'll probably respond even if it's not my office hours, because I don't have very much to do right now. All right, I hope that you all come up with very creative social satires. I'm excited to see what you do. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye.